We're excited about this year's team. We obviously are looking to build off of last year's successes, particularly because we have our entire starting five coming back. We have Morgan Worley, who definitely is a defensive juggernaut and just provides stability on both offense and defense. And then we have 4 all-conference players that are going to spearhead us, led by Leah Johnson, who's All-American and first-team all-conference and led us in multiple statistical categories. Then you have Emily McAteer, who was a walking double-double and first-team all-conference. You have 2 second-team all-conference players in Anna McTamney, who was a versatile scorer, as well as Michelle Kazicki, who was not only second-team but also the Defensive Player of the Year. So we're looking forward to that nucleus returning and, being able to basically lead the younger generation of Golden Rams. We added some depth to the program with backup point guard Kyla, who will see some minutes as a freshman, and then obviously all-conference player Jade Boyd, who's comes to us from out in the Western Conference. So we're looking forward to her adding some leadership as well as some offensive and defensive production for this roster. And then we have a couple pieces that were here last year that'll be expected to play a different role coming off the bench. So Brianna Seltzer, we'll see her giving us some backcourt minutes, as well as Rachel Comran adding some depth to the post player position because she can stretch the floor and do a couple different things. So we're definitely looking forward to this year, ready to get started, ready to see somebody else and just see what we can do with this team after last year. Honestly, every game in the Eastern Conference is going to be a battle. The division is wide open. We know that there's not one team that's above the next, so we're just looking forward to seeing what everybody has returning and then just competing day in and day out and then letting the chips fall where they may at the end.
We're certainly excited about the upcoming season. We fell short of our expectations last year. We want to try and challenge for a PSAC East title. We want to try and get in that championship game again. And I do think we have the players to do that this year. We had lost a couple kids, but we have several kids coming back for their COVID year. So we're excited about that. We have 11 players on the roster. 10 of them are returners. Or I should say one of them's incoming freshman, Taylor Gersh. So we're expecting her to help us out, but we have some kids who are capable, certainly, of doing a great job for us on the court this year. Returning for us, the main 3 kids, is Nia Pulliam, who was first-team all-conference, Abby Hearn, and Casey Ramoldi, who were both second-team all-conference. So those are our big core there, but we do return our backcourt as far as Zara Zerman in the point guard spot and her backup Bella McCurry. So the point guard spot is pretty situated, and really we hit 10 good players, so they're all going to play, and they're all going to contribute, and they're all going to be very important to the success of our team. They are relatively a veteran group, as Taylor is our only freshman, and everybody else has had at least a year experience under their belt, so we're looking forward to a great year. And defense is going to be our key. You mentioned Sydney Pearson. You got Sydney, you got Casey, you got Abby, you got Nia. All of them can block shots. Last year we led the Division II in block shots. Obviously we'd like to do that again since we have the bulk of our kids back who were able to perform at that level. We have to be better defensively. We want to continue to do that, and I think we've turned it up. I think a big person last year, Shannon Ramoldi, came in at the end of the year, had a lot of steals in the last 3 or 4 games, so we're expecting some big things out of her from a defensive end, but that's going to be our cornerstone again. We really have to guard people and defend them. This league is full of a lot of players who are offensive-minded who can score, and we're going to have to shut those players down. On the other side, we're going to have to score ourselves. And that's where Abby Hearn is a big part of that. Nia is going to be a big part. I think we can get a little bit more out of Zara. And then the other kids who always contribute every year. So we really need to step up in that part. We need to score a little bit more, but defense is still going to be our cornerstone.
Yeah, our identity this year is going to be totally different from last year. We've always tried to sort of pick a word to describe how we want to be in a season. Last year it was grit. And this year they decided they wanted to use the word relentless. We know we have a lot of gaps to fill in from graduation, and we're just trying to really take it one day at a time and find an identity that works for us and keep, expanding on that as we move forward in the inexperience and youth that we have right now that we're trying to develop. Right now we're really being led by our 2 sort of super seniors in Treasure George and Maddie White, and the experience that they had, with the team making a run into the NCAA tournament last year and trying to take those experiences as motivation for the young group. One, in teaching them how hard you have to work to get there, but two, also an understanding what they're striving for out on the floor. And all of the players as well under them in the other classes have really picked up on that. And our work ethic has been really strong. We've seen some great play from our young freshmen, and we've seen some great play and practice from some of those players who had experience last year, but not a lot of experience due to the amount of seniors that we have. So I'm hopeful that, Treasure George and Maddie White will continue to lead us in that direction. And, as we start to get into games and competitions, we'll really be able to see what it takes. And hopefully we can make some waves and push ourselves back into a position to be competitive for, playoff scenarios.
We just need to learn from last year and know that we need to show up and play 4 quarters every game, and it doesn't really necessarily matter what the other team's record is. I think we proved that last year. I think we were a lot better than how we finished last year. So we just got to attack every day and get better every day. I think Katie Starr is going to be a huge, huge component for us. She's really, really improved a lot. She's gotten a lot stronger. I think she's in better conditioning shape. She, to me, should be one of the top post players in the conference this year. She's added a lot of different elements to her game that kind of make her even harder to guard. And then Allie Hadajek is one of the other freshmen that I think is going to contribute a lot, especially from the rebounding. She's a post player, especially from the rebounding side of things. She's just really kind of surprised even me with what she's been doing, both in Italy and in preseason this year. So kind of just looking forward to what they're able to do. But we have 7 new players, so they're all very capable of contributing. Everything's kind of wide open this year. I thought it was difficult last year to do the preseason rankings, and when I looked at them this year, I think it's even more challenging. It's kind of like throwing a dart at a wall. Right now, obviously, with how we finished last year, I think it's really just important for us to get back to the playoffs. Last year was the first year that we haven't made the playoffs in 14 years, so we don't really want to live in that land again. So I think for us, setting kind of smaller, day-to-day goals is more important. But yeah, we want to get back to playoffs. We want to be able to get back to the finals. I think it's going to be an exciting year. I think it's like I said, it's wide open for the conference. So it's going to be just interesting to see who's doing what and what new players every team has, and kind of how some of the returning players have come back. I think it's always just interesting to watch it on.
So we're looking forward to the season. The PSAC schedule is always the toughest because our teams are super strong this year. But out of conference, playing Jefferson and Holy Family is definitely going to be challenging. We play them every year, so we're looking forward to those games. And we open up this year on the road in Richmond, Virginia, with out of conference games versus Virginia, Union, and Shaw. A huge impact. I think having leadership and 11 returners is a huge difference for something that we haven't had in the past. Our preseason started off really strong, and our practices have been going really well. And I attribute a lot of it to having our returners and starters, and having game experience makes a big difference for us. I think they're going to make an impact just from our leadership. It's contagious how our leaders are and how they're bringing along the new players. So Emily is a post player, and size is something we've struggled with in the past. So I think that's going to be a big impact for us. And our 3 freshmen are getting used to playing with our girls. And like I said, just learning from our upperclassmen and leaders. So I think everybody's looking forward to the season.
Hi, this is Jen Smith with Lock Haven University. Excited to be back for the 23-24 season. We've returned the entire squad from last year that made the playoffs. We also added 5 new players to the mix, so we're super excited to get started. We open up the season at Seton Hill University for a conference challenge, where we'll take on Fairmont State and Concord out of West Virginia. We're really looking forward to this season, and we wish everybody the best of luck.
Yeah, I think transitioning this program and taking over right now is a great time for the PSAC conference. It's a great conference. I'm from the state of Pennsylvania, so I'm looking forward to getting our culture and kind of our program back in the realms of being one of the top in the conference. So looking forward to just changing who we are and what we look like on and off the floor. But specifically on the floor, it's going to be a different brand of basketball. And I definitely think that our girls are kind of taking the transition very well right now in terms of offense and defensive strategy and structure. And that's something that I think is going to move the needle for us as Millersville women. My returners, I returned a core group of 10 from the previous year's program. Got definitely the starting point guard in there, got one of our starting post players in there, and they're all going to push for time and significant minutes in the conference, as well as our newcomers. 2 transfer players from a Division III school. They came with me from Knox. One will be a 2 guard, the other is about a point guard, wing guard for us. And then my freshman, great outlook for the freshmen. I've got a 5'11", 6-foot guard forward hybrid that's definitely going to see some minutes. And then rounding out that class is about a 6'3" post player who will see minutes as well. Definitely going to get some work in the gym with some of our coaches, but she'll be good to go. So the schedule that we've had aligned this year, we've got some early and harder non-conference games right out the gates, and then opening weekend for the PSAC with Cal and Slippery Rock. Looking forward to seeing kind of where we're at in terms of our team and what we're going to look like in November is not going to be the same as what we look like in January or February. But I think, like I said before, this is a great conference to be in. It's a great conference in Division II and one of the top in the country. So just getting our feet wet with that non-conference schedule, pushing and kind of seeing what team develops. Super excited about that, and I think we're headed in the right direction right now.
Hi, I'm Amy Senefelder, head coach of the Mansfield women's basketball team. We're looking forward to our upcoming season. We have a great group of returners coming back. First team all-conference, Jazz Hilton will be back, along with a couple other seniors. We have a great group of newcomers coming in, freshmen as well as transfers. So we're really looking forward to the season, with our first scrimmage being on Sunday. We start the season off at the Shippensburg Conference Challenge against Bowie State and then Fayetteville. So we're looking forward to that preseason tip-off tournament. And then our first home game will be not until December 1st against Clarion University. We're looking forward to a great season this year. Definitely wanting to improve upon last year and send our seniors out on a high note.
Hi, I'm Julie Kaufman, and I am entering my second year at Shepherd University with our women's basketball team. This year, I'm looking really excited for our 5 freshmen and our 2 transfers that we got in. Most importantly, looking forward to seeing what our 5 returners can do. They're doing a really good job this year with their leadership roles. They understand the expectations and the standards of our culture, and really just what we want to do offensively and defensively, scheme-wise. Kara Miner's back, Sydney Bowles, Peyton Grant, Jordan Carr, and De'Ara Hairston. So I'm really looking forward to, really seeing what they're going to do this year together, but also, individually. I thought, Kara, Sydney, and Peyton all had really good years last year, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do, this year going forward. And I think Jordan and Dee are also, going to contribute a lot to us. I think they know what's expected of them now, and they're really excited to do that as well. Our 2 transfers we got Layla. She's from Barton. She's a point guard. She's originally from Virginia, so she, is really looking forward to being back closer to home and having her family and stuff come out for games. I know Annie is really excited as well. She's from Wheeling, a transfer from Wheeling. She's excited to be here at Shepherd. And then we have our 5 freshmen. We have 2 from New York, 2 from Maryland, and then 1 from Virginia. Katie, the one from Virginia, she played at Dominion, and she's not too far from campus. I'm looking forward to her. She's a post player. She'll be able to help us inside, battle a little bit with her aggression and her rebounding skills. And then we have Carmea. She's from Manchester Valley High School. She is long, athletic. She really brings a different component to our team this year. We have Cassidy Rhodes. She's from Brunswick, real close to Shepherd. She was a late pickup for us, but she's been doing really well. And then we have Madeline, who is from New York, Western New York. She's doing a really good job combo-wise, getting downhill, but also shooting when she has the ability to. And then Kara, she's a point guard from the city of New York. And, she brings a lot of different, craftiness to our team. She knows how to run the floor, and I think we'll get a lot of good minutes from her this year as well. Different team this year, like I said before, but I am really looking forward to seeing what they can do. They're young, and it's a new venture for us, again this year, and so I'm looking forward to that and seeing what happens with our year.